Hey everyone, I'm Zanbake, this is Auto Group, and this is the 2017 Bentley Continental GTC. It has big wheels on it, like 21-inch wheels. It has 275 tread tires on the top. It's a 4.0 liter V8 twin turbocharged. That's the base engine you now get. It makes about 500 horsepower and a little bit less torque than that, probably around like 490. Out in the front, it has this different option. Is the black mesh grille, and since this is a turbocharged car and V8, you obviously gotta have more traction. So this is an all-wheel drive car, and as you can tell, in Chicago right now, it's very snowy. There's snow everywhere, and it gets very slippery, so you can't take out your rear-wheel drive car. But since this is all-wheel drive, you can do a little bit of that, although this isn't still the most preferable car to go into all-wheel drive first for the snow. It's still very good. And on top of that, it has dual exhaust outputs on each side, so you got 4 in total quad. It gives it a very mean, nice look. And this is one of the most attractive looking cars we've probably ever reviewed. And the cabriolet design is very good. It doesn't ruin the shape, and I like it better than the coupe for this car. For some reason, the cabriolet works really well. And this car, inside is black, outside is black, the rims are black, the grille is black. It's a very mean looking car, while still not intruding into your luxury aesthetics in a car. So let's go ahead and move on to the inside in a second. Alright, so for the interior of the Bentley Continental GTC, as you can see, the layout is almost the exact same as the Flying Spur that we tested. The gauge cluster is really cool, and this red stitching is just awesome, fantastic, and lands the mark for an excellent interior. And the cool thing about Bentley that Rolls-Royce doesn't have yet is the fact that it feels more rough and tough, and it's like you can just drive it around, daily drive it way more, and it just feels like you can really manhandle that car, this type of car, more than a Rolls-Royce. That's ultra refined. This is almost there, but it's a little bit more, you know, friendly to your needs, and you don't always have to be careful. Oh, let me dust off the interior or something. It's awesome about that. And it has, of course, it has metal vents. You wouldn't expect anything less. And look how cool it is to close it. You know, you pull it out, close it, and pull it out. I could do that all day. That's really cool. Of course, you got a Breitling watch in the middle. The infotainment system is the same. It's not what I prefer. I don't like this infotainment system because it feels a little bit outdated. But anyways, I always catch myself using my phone's navigation in any car rather than the car's navigation. So that's not really a problem. And look how good this feels. Like, I mean, I wish you guys could feel this right now. Like, it could literally move around, and it doesn't have like any metal cheap piece inside. It's actually padded leather. That's awesome. The biggest pet peeve I have in a car's interior is if the car is not covered with leather all the way down. So top leather, you got that check. Over here you got padding, diamond stitching, the best. Over here, padding all the way down, even inside the cup holder. So that's absolutely perfect, on the mark for what I like. And leather covered visors. I mean, how many times do you get sick of those stupid little plastic visors where you just break them off? These are awesome. Look how, that feels so good. It's awesome, fantastic. I love doing that. It's leather padded and everything. You got lights up top. And it's just, everything is super nicely finished. This is because it's a convertible, probably. It's an Alcantara headliner, but it doesn't look cheap. Look how cool it looks. Oh, and I just noticed, look how nice this looks. The Bentley in red. It's super well embroidered on there with the black interior. Again, perfect. And on the steering wheel, you have the red stitching, which is what I really like. So this steering is nice and grippy. It's more towards where you want to hold it, maybe at 10 and 2 or 8 and 4. The 9 and 3 grip is a bit weak, but it's not a problem, and it's fun. And obviously it's electric power assist, so you can turn it with your finger even in this snow. I mean, it's really easy. So the gear selector is the exact same. It's a straight shift style gear selector, so you press the thing on the top and then it goes effortlessly. You press the B. Anyways, on to the climate controls. The only problem I have, whereas I prefer Rolls-Royce for some things over this car, is a lot of buttons are a little bit covered in plastic, but it's not like a big deal. Like, some of the buttons, like as you can see over here, the climate control buttons are slightly a little bit plastic over here, or else the volume feels good. This little toggle for the defroster feels good. The parking brake, look how awesome that is, like a little chrome finish. The engine start stop button is great. So here's the key. It's the exact same as the Flying Spurs key. It has some weight to it. It's nice. It's got the Bentley logo. I like it. It could be a little bit better, maybe more towards Rolls-Royce, which is what I like. For the center console, let's take a look at the storage. As you can see, for the stuff inside, it's It's not too deep, which is a little bit of a complaint, but it's fine. And oh my god, if you look at over here at the footwell, there's leather all the way down here, which is awesome. What the heck is this? Hold on. What? Does this thing not open? Okay, it's whatever. That's something, just ignore that. But anyways, look at this. Look at how awesome these controls are. The lights are so cool. They look like little speakers. And listen to the engine. Oh, it sounds so good. Ah, it sounds so good. Wow. I mean, that's really nice. But anyways, besides that, the shifter has this like really nice metal type feel on the top. I really like that. So, the only minor complaints again just come down to the window. The window controls are really nice and it's super quiet. Look how nice the whoop. But the lock and unlock buttons are a bit, you know, like not exactly the highest material. But this is aluminum. The door handle's cold, and okay, I have now ruined the window with water. Oops. Well, anyways, what else? Let me think. Oh, look, this is even padded. This is so cool. You could put a press into it. I mean, who's even gonna care about that? I mean, I'm one of the few people who actually cares. I always start like grabbing for the materials immediately to see how it is fit and finish wise. And you know, it's leather everywhere. That's my biggest complaint in a car, if it's not filled with leather. The cool thing about this car, a really cool thing about this car, is that there's a huge dead pedal on the left side. I mean, I don't even know why I said it on the left side. Of course it's on the left side, but it's very big, and I like that because my car, I'm always kind of touching on the carpet, and with these snowy shoes, you know, it's horrible. But this is nice, and the brake pedal is humongous. I don't know if you could see that on camera, but look how big that is. Look at my foot compared to the brake. And look how tiny the accelerator. Oh, it's so cute. Okay, gotta stop being weird. Anyways, the gauge cluster, the things we have covered about the interior so far. The gauge cluster, the fit and finish, the materials, everything is fantastic. I love the way the gear selector moves. It's very cool. And the exhaust note sounds very cool, at least from inside the engine plus exhaust, a little bit that I'm getting. Sounds very good. I think this is one of the rare times where we should get an exhaust note of the Bentley, because it sounds really good. It has a 4.0 liter twin turbocharged V8, and that's awesome. All right, now let's go ahead and start it up and hear that 4.0 liter V8. I wasn't expecting that for a Bentley. That's the first time I've heard a proper exhaust note. And this is the V8, this isn't even the V12, and it's so loud that I really like that. Really cool. Now let's go ahead and drive it and see how this all-wheel drive and this huge works out on the street. So in order to open it, you lift it a little bit, and then you find the latch, and it goes boom. There it is. Look how cool that is. Look at that 4.0 liter V8 twin turbocharged. Makes about 500 horsepower. That's really cool about it. I really like the way this engine. It's a direct injection car too. That's why you hear that. Yeah, it's really nice. So a couple things I'm noticing as I'm making my position for the seat. This is the maximum the seat goes back, and I know it's because of the space and so you don't crush the back seat and everything, but it's a little congested. But you can solve that by putting the seat down, and now you got more visibility and you're more raw in your Bentley. But anyways, the steering wheel control is so nice. If you come over here, I don't know, this is kind of hard to angle the camera here, but the little toggle is so cool. It's like finished in a chrome. Look how nice that is. And you can just move it up and down, and the wall, it comes towards you and goes back. It's really nice, and it feels very nice, satisfied, like click. And this is really nice, the switch gear. Can't get over how nice that is. Then you got the big speaker over there, so let's go ahead and drive it and let's see. All right, so starting off in the Bentley, look how awesome that gear selector is. Boom, you're going to drive and you're off. It is all-wheel drive, and it doesn't go anywhere when you don't hit on the accelerator. That's pretty interesting. And of course the steering wheel is so soft, just like the this is a tight drive here. This car is a little wide. It's not too bad though. indicator is where I thought the paddle shifter is where I thought the indicator would be, which is a little far. Okay, let's go ahead. Witness the presence of Bentley. Okay. Ooh. Okay. That's my car right there. Look how innocent it looks compared to the Bentley. Aww. Alright, so now that we're in this car, let's see. Okay, so it sounds pretty good. And these aren't really the conditions to be like, whoa, super fast or anything. But, you know, let's just see how this car all works out on the street. On one of these, like, N-type roads, you know, or back roads if you want to call them. So, let's go right. Let's go ahead. And the brake, let's check them out. Okay. Yeah, they're way quicker than my car. I'm so used to my car, so it's kind of just like... sounds so good, and the shifts are so seamless considering this is an automatic. This isn't a dual clutch or anything, you know, multi-clutch, wet clutch, you know, all these crazy names. Everybody's always hating on automatics for being automatics and like torque converters, but you know, it's nice. Look how fun this is. I mean, we're just literally cruising along, and the steering wheel is so stable. Look, it just doesn't even move, and it sounds very nice also. So let's continue on. The steering wheel is of course light, but for some reason I'm actually getting feel through it. I don't know what Bentley did, but it's kind of crazy. Alrighty, let's go onto the road. Oh, the shifts are so seamless. Look how good that engine sounds. It's a bit intrusive in your quiet zone or whatever, but it's nice, and the car is so stable. Like, and over bumps, you know, who cares about bumps? I really like that about this car. And the steering wheel feels good. Just my only complaint is the 9-3 grip doesn't feel as solid as I want it to. Right as you push on the gas, look, it just propels you forward, and boom, you go over every bump, not caring that it's going to damage your sport suspension or something, you know? And the steering wheel gets stiff at higher speeds, which is cool. I really like that. And, you know, of course, going up climbs feels nice and easy, and it's just nice. But the thing about Bentley is it's not exactly the craziest luxury driving car that I've ever, like, you know, like, whoa, this is crazy. And the steering wheel is so direct for some reason. I don't know what it is about EPS steering wheels. Hydraulic steerings have a little bit of play on center, but this car is a totally different animal from, you know, the Flying Spur. It feels much more, a little bit more performance tuned, although this is basically the same chassis, I'm pretty sure. The Flying Spur and Continental have always been the same cars. So maybe it's because they needed more rigidity in the chassis, maybe because it's two-door, it's a little bit more sporty. There's a bit more fun in this car, and it's a nice daily driver. I mean, in a Rolls Royce, for example, you'd be totally, you want to fall asleep or something. But this is nice, and you know, if a turn's coming up, you can actually hit the gas and watch this. Turn it. Wow, look at that power. It's so nice. This is not any condition to be like flooring it, but it's just nice and easy. If you want to have a little bit of fun, you can have a little bit of fun. Let's go ahead and make a nice, let's see how this car goes onto a little bit more rough condition roads, because the ones we were on were obviously super clean. Push 500 horsepower, like 490 pound-feet of torque or something. I like that a lot about this car. You can have fun with it. It's a joyous luxury car. It's something that would come out of Mercedes or something, for example. And I'm not trying to insult Bentley by comparing it to a lesser company or something, you know, because it's a prestigious high-end company. Ooh, Bentley, everybody goes crazy when you say, oh yeah, I got a Bentley. Overall, the time with the Bentley Continental GTC has been absolutely fantastic. It has a very performance-based chassis for sure, and the engine sounds great, and it pulls very well, but it doesn't intrude into your comfort inside. The only minor complaint I have with the car is the steering wheel is meant to be comfortable because this is a daily driven car. If they make a bit of adjustments to the steering feel. Maybe if they have a sport mode where it gets sharper, then that could help it a lot in being performance based. But this is not a car exactly for that, and most people who drive this car drive it as a daily driver, just, you know, a normal chill car, and you can open up the convertible. So it was really fun driving this car. I really had a lot of fun, and the steering had great amounts of response in it, and it was super comfortable to make nice turns at low speeds, which was really awesome because it's an electric power steering. So overall, the time with this car has been absolutely fantastic, like I said. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Auto Group. Make sure to like and subscribe for weekly videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So let's go ahead and see how this car performs out on the road. Adil, एग्जॉस्ट नोट ले सकते हैं?
अरे यार एग्जॉस्ट
क्या एग्जॉस्ट है?
बस मैं ये देख रहा था, आप गियर दे रहे थे, ऐसा तो नहीं कि कहीं उस पे होती गियर पे, क्योंकि आगे पीछे किए थे। यहाँ है, चलो खैर, मारो, हाँ मारो।
I think this is a rare opportunity. Well, I mean, the heck, hold on, let me rephrase that. That was really bad. चलाते रहो, कोई बात नहीं, अभी फिर से
नहीं बस रख के खड़ा ना, दोनों तरफ से, इधर से और उधर से, टक।
And then make sure to like and subscribe for more videos every week. Make sure to make sense. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Auto Group. Make sure to like and subscribe for weekly videos, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So